Today let us see the miscellaneous poisons. So here we have the analgesic and antipyretics. Analgesic is nothing but anti-pain medicines and antipyretics means anti-fever. So let us see the classification. Here we have the salicylates, pyrazoles, indolent acetic acids and phenylpropanic and anthracinic acid and oxycams and also phenyl acetic acid. So first let us see the salicylic acid. It is mainly the preparations of this include sodium salicylate and methyl salicylate. So this is made up of both sodium salicylate and methyl salicylate, and this sodium salicylate is odorless, no smell to it, and it's like white scaly crystals with unpleasant saline taste, like somewhat salty taste. And coming to the methyl salicylate, it's also colorless liquid with aromatic odor, but it is having a nice smell and a sweetest taste, so it is good. The methyl salicylate is tasty and also aromatic, but the unpleasant one is the sodium salicylate. So this you need to remember in salicylic acid. Now let us see the acetyl salicylic acid. It is also known as aspirin. So it is aspirin, it's white in color, it's odorless, crystalline powder and having slightly acidic taste. So it is popular as an antipyretic and also analgesic. So it is used as both for painkiller and also in fever condition. So it acts primarily through inhibition of the prostaglandin biosynthesis, as its biosynthetic function is prostaglandin biosynthesis, and rapidly absorbed from our stomach and to the slightly lesser extent from the smaller intestine, and in metabolism occurs mainly in the liver. Of course, you can know it is known as biotransformation. If you remember for your pharmacology, any medicine almost goes into liver and we try to give without going into liver. Those mechanisms are also there, and mostly it goes into liver, then undergoes biotransformation. We know that process, and excretion is mainly through urine. So remember, aspirin excretion is by urine, and half life is only 2 to 4 hours. So they cause extreme irritation of the GIT. And next, signs and symptoms. If we give this aspirin in a very high dose, it of acid or methyl ester causes the mild burning pain in the throat, stomach, and also causes vomiting sensation, and there may be latent period of several hours following these initial symptoms, so during which we can find sweating of the patient, slight rise of temperature, and early signs are anorexia, apathy, lassitude, and also nausea, vomiting, thirsty, all mixed feelings, and also occasional diarrhea may also be found. So respiration is the first and deep, later labored and dyspneic. So we'll see vertigo, ringing in ears, deafness, and sometimes also impetition. But remember, this all takes place if it is more given in the highest dose. And also irritability, restlessness, confusion, you can find all these things. And in severe poisoning, primary respiratory alkalosis is due to the central stimulating effect of the salicylates on the respiratory center, mainly with the marked hyperpanopia and loss of carbon dioxide is caused. So the metabolic acidosis, increase excretion of bicarbonate, potassium and sodium, and increase anion gap, metabolic acidosis with respiratory alkalosis, ketosis. So all this you can see subsequent. And also in urine you can find the acetone, albumin, and also a trace of bile due to the mild hepatitis, because it enters the liver. So if it is in high dose, it is the main potent liver toxin if it is entering, because it is entering mainly into the liver. And it's you can see hypovolemia, hypokalemia, hypoproteinuria, and skin is flushed, and pupils are dilated, and pulse is rapid, and also you can see tachycardia in that patient, and platelet dysfunction, that is inhibition of aggregation, prolonged clotting time, severe dehydration may occur in terminal stage, and even hyperpyrexia of up to 41 to 42 degrees may observe, and the blood levels are over 50 mg are toxic and over 100 mg are fatal. And next you see the Reyes syndrome. Reyes syndrome is sometimes seen in children below 15 years. If you give this aspirin to children below 15 years, it causes the Reyes syndrome, which is mainly containing the main features of hepatic failure, encephalopathy with residual neurological manifestations. So in children, and treatment we can do it again. You see, this is because of a therapeutic agent, actually aspirin, but if it is an overdose, if it is toxic, then again we need to decrease it by giving some other therapeutic agent. agents like emetics, and when a large number of tablets are swallowed, aspirin may form a large dirty grey lump. So in lump, it forms a lump in the stomach, and it is not dissolvable because it is a very large lump. For a long time also it may not dissolve. So as a stomach should be washed with sodium carbonate. So if you find anyone with a large lump of aspirin, we need to wash the stomach with sodium bicarbonate solution. And also even several hours of ingestion with the advent of soluble aspirin or ever since preparations, and insoluble bolus is not formed. So this you need to remember, and we can give it and also we can treat it with repetitive activated charcoal. And also forced alkaline diuresis will increase the plasma clearance rate to as much of about 700% above the normal. And also we can give the peritoneal dialysis and also hemodialysis, and exchange of transfusion in severe cases. If it is so severe, we will also transfuse the blood. And also saline catheteris, alkali therapy in acidosis, and whole blood irrigation may be useful. And vitamin C we give to control the hemorrhage, and in idiosyncrasy ACTH and also antihistamines. And next it may also be symptomatic. And next, death occurs from the acidosis and uremia with a peripheral failure due to the shock. You know, shock is nothing but whenever our blood decreases in our body, that is hypovolemic shock. So earlier stages or respiratory failure, about 7 to 8% may die. And aspirin also sudden cardiac arrest in absence of any toxic symptoms to a day or so. So the fatal cardiac arrhythmias may supervene. So even directly that heart may fail because of this aspirin. And also you can see high dose insulin is seen in 0.2% of persons. And also it is in whom the therapeutic dose produces alarming symptoms which include angionuretic edema and urticaria, and also hypotension, edema of mucous membrane with hypersecretions, vasomotor rhinitis, laryngeal edema, vomiting. So as we already discussed, so all these problems, cyanosis may take place, and also erythema of face, edema of eyelids, hemorrhage in stomach, capillary damage. Severe cases may also lead to mucosa ulceration, etc. So fatal dose of this is sodium salicylate and aspirin 15 to 20 grams, that is salicylic acid at 70 to 80 grams and methyl salicylate at 10 to 12 ml. So this we need to remember. And fatal period from minutes to several hours. Test we can do if few drops of ferric chloride are added to the urine containing aspirin. If it turns into deep purple, we can find that aspirin is present in high amount. And postmortem appearance in a forensic, how we find out the postmortem appearance. The pupils dilated, skin rashes are present, you can find skin rashes, and gastric mucosa is congested, eroded, so localized with widely fundus and cardia. And also you can see the black altered blood may be found in the stomach. So if you find any black color kind of blood in stomach in a postmortem, you can find it is because of toxin of aspirin. And also you can see lungs are congested with edema, collapse, and if patient survives for few days, myocardium, liver, kidneys are usually soft, dirty in appearance and greasy to touch. So they are like greasy structures, you can understand it. And hepatitis may also be present, and you can see petechial hemorrhages are seen in various organs. And next, chronic poisoning. If it becomes chronic, the symptoms are confusion, lethargy, disorientation, slurred speech, and you can see hallucinations, convulsions, and also if it is so chronic, the person may go to coma also. So we should be careful with any kind of therapeutic drug too, because in the high doses it may lead to all this and finally leading to death of the patient. And there may be also loss of hearing, dysnopia, tachycardia as we discussed. And the circumstances of this poisoning, so what it would mean, mainly this aspirin poisoning is almost always suicidal, because in suicidal people they may use aspirin because no one wantedly put accidentally lot of tablets, because it is so bitter to taste. If it is tasty also, we can think they are using more tablets, but this is bitter in taste, so they can't use more, and also not swallowed accidentally. So you can find that it is truly a because it is a homicidal or a suicidal case, but not a accidental case for sure. So this is all about anti-analgesics and antipyretics, especially about the aspirin.